Mr. Leong Mun Wai. Hey, it's an honor. It's an honor to have Mr. Leong Mun Wai to be Pofma. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I, let me search. I'm going to go through the actual correction statement issued by Pofma office, which is issued by not Pofma office, issued by Masakos, right? Issued by Masakos. Okay, I'm going to go through that. And who is Masakos? Masakos, of course, he is a minister, the anchor minister in Tampines GRC, my favorite GRC. All right, he's now 60 years old, coming to 61 actually, right? Coming to 61, and at the moment, he is actually Minister for Social Family Development. All right, second Minister for Health and Minister in charge of Muslim Affairs. Okay, at the moment. Remember these are Minister for Social and Family Development and second Minister for Health and Minister in charge of Muslim Affairs. I want you to remember this. Okay? Just remember his portfolio. He issued a Pofma against Leong Mun Wai. Okay, actually, Leong Mun Wai, I didn't really read what Leong Mun Wai had posted, but I saw that post, right? My first impression was, oh, okay, there's some resident in West Coast GRC, which PSP, and of course him, and Dr. Tan Chin Pao and Hazel Pao will be contesting. And it's expected to be a hotspot because of Iswaran case and all that. And not only that, I'll talk about this. So a resident there called for help during the Chinese New Year. And out of compassion, right, Man Wai actually went up to them and offered some ang pao money lah, maybe, all right, and some assistance lah. Then he put up a post, right? I didn't actually go through the whole post, right? I said, wow, good. This one, 随传随到. During Chinese New Year, Chinese New Year, I'm too busy also. Everybody is busy, but he still make an effort to go down, right? And all that. He's just trying to do good. Of course, you don't just go there and say, okay, give you ang pao, hi, bye, right? You will talk to the residents, and that's normally what we do in our ground work, even when we do not offer ang pao and all that. We usually try to talk to residents and understand issues. There are a few so-called data collection that we normally would do, right? Of course, already know that the couple stay in West Coast. Then what is the reason why they are calling for help? And talk about their past, present, and what are the problems. And Manuel, as a gentleman, I always say Manuel is actually a gentleman, right? Soft-spoken gentleman, actually. I know him personally, right? So he just, based on what he have gathered, right, from the couple, he just wrote a piece, right? And obviously, as I said in my last live chat, I said PAP is actually very thin skin. All the ministers are very thin skin. They are afraid of people saying that they did not do their job well, they did not do and all that. But what is Pofma about? Pofma is all about facts and truth only. The correction of facts and truth. Remember that. It's not about opinion. It's not about perception. It's got nothing to do about that. Right? It's about facts and truth. Right? But apparently this Pofma correction they came out. I'm not saying that it is wrong to have this Pofma because there are material facts that's gotten wrong or misinterpreted or miscommunicated by the residents to Man Wai and Man Wai to the post. It's understandable, when we talk normal chit chat, then you see most people do not have a full grasp of the situation, even their own situation, right? Like ask them whether why do they have enough money in the CPF and all that? How many of you actually check your CPF account? How many of you? I don't. I don't every month go and check my CPF account, right? Right. So, so of course, it's a miscommunication. I believe it's quite common, right? It's quite common. Not everybody knows their CPF account. I ask you straight away how much you have in your CPF account. Do you have a figures right now? I don't even have my figures. Do you have it? No, normally people don't. So it's just a casual talk. So why so kanchiong? Right? In the past, without Pofma, right, the minister or the ministry will actually come up with a statement of clarification, and that's it. Fair enough, right? Then those people who shoot us, like shoot Leong Mun Wai, oh, never get the facts right and all that. I tell you, how many of the MPs, even PAP MPs, that go around knocking doors and all that when the resident tell them of their problems and that, do they really do a check? Don't. Only the ministries have the data, especially people's privacy. Coming back to that. Private data, like how much you have a MediSave, how much you have a CPF, correct? You mean people tell you story, you cannot tell story, yeah? Then what are the groundwork for? Correct or not? Rightfully or wrongfully, even the data is wrongly given, right? Data is wrongly given, but the feeling is real. That couple must have felt that they are in desperation. Even if they have money in CPF, they do not know how much. You can blame them, they do not check, but how many of you check? Don't anyhow blame people. Right? Those who live in grass, glass houses, don't anyhow throw stone. You, I'll challenge anyone who comes out. Want to talk so much, how many you have? Right, that's number one. It is the real feeling of people in desperate state that they felt that they have no money to spend, not enough money to spend, right? And I believe they will have this feeling, right? And I read, this is right from the horse mouth, from the government.sg, word by word, right? About this Pofma thing. He said, Mr. Leong Mun Wai made Facebook and Instagram posts on 12 February 2024, which contained falsehood about the financial assistance received by husband and wife couple who are staying in the West Coast. Mr. Leong has identified the couple by a photograph. Actually, Mr. Leong didn't identify. It's these buggers, nothing better to do. Chinese New Year, right? So kanchong that people criticize them. Spend the time to look at the photos. I didn't even see the front photos, the front face, So what talk you? Mr. Leong identified the couple. No, it's you who identified the couple, right? By a photograph. Those falsehoods were later republished by Citizen, the online Citizen, and GRC Asia, whatever. Financial assistance for daily expenses. It was falsely, point number one. It was falsely claimed that the couple only received a home caregiving grant and currently does not, remember this word currently, that means as of now, February 2024, does not receive any other form of financial assistance from public sector agency in relation to their daily expenses. Okay. In truth, the couple also receive financial assistance each month from the People's Association in the form of NTUC vouchers since February 2022 and Community Development Council Utilities vouchers since March 2022. Now, People's Association is under government or not? Sometimes, right? Okay lah, you can say government lah, public sector agency you can, right? CDC utilities voucher, okay, utilities voucher, but it didn't state how much. It didn't state how much. The NTUC voucher also didn't say how much. Since February 2022, does it last until right now, currently? It was not stated. I presume it should be lah. Huh? Okay. Since 2021, the couple has received approximately 39,000 in cash and vouchers from various public sector agency and community partners. Right? Since this included, but is it ongoing or not? It says since we do not know. Because human beings need to eat every day, There are expenditures every day. So 39,000 in cash and vouchers since 2021. 39,000. Wow, so big. 2021, 22, 23, 3 years, right? 3 years. Okay lah. Now foreign we don't count lah. 39,000 over 3 years. Each year is 13,000. That means about $1,000 per month. Okay, for 2 person. No wonder the couples felt desperate, right? Apparently, the couple have some medical condition. I think one of them have surgery. I think on the leg or something like that. Now, and they are facing, and this year is the worst, or last year to this year is the worst because there's inflation. Remember that? And he said this included 21,000 in ComCare assistance from May 2021 to April 2023. Wait, ComCare is only given out, right? ComCare is given out from May 2021 to April 2023. May 2021, 22, and 23. 3 years, 21,000. That means $7,000 for 36 months. No, sorry, for 1 year, 12 months. How much is that? Of course, plus other vouchers and all that, it's okay. About $300 vouchers, maybe. Right? $7,000 per year. $7,000 divided by 12, how much? 哇，这样也有脸拿，也有 no shame, can take out and complete. And it stopped. And the fact is this thing actually stopped in April 2023. So from April 2023 till now, no ComCare. Then how do they survive? Have anybody asked that? Remember in front, it was said that currently they only have this home caregiving grant. Remember? And I believe this actually included this home caregiving grant was given for the 3 years or so. All right. So it should be included in 39,000. It's not very clear. Okay. Never mind. We'll carry on. Right. It was falsely claimed that the woman had used up most of the funds in their MediSave account to pay for an operation on her. Well, as I said, that may be false. So the Pofma is not wrong. But what's wrong with the Pofma? Is the data that is shown that we can actually calculate back, and actually we can show, wow, ComCare stopped last year April, stopped already. Then what are they eating? Right? What have they been depending for their livelihood? Now, look at this. They call for help this year, right now. Correct? Out of desperation. And they say currently, right, they have only this home caregiving grant. Correct? So why are you telling me about the past, how much you have been giving them, and those who have stopped? It's totally irrelevant. You just tell me at this moment what other grants are ongoing to give them. But this is not clear. It said since 2021, since 2022, and all that. And you have the trick to say that the Comcare actually stopped last year. Don't muddy with the water. It's not clear. Pofma is supposed to be a clarification to make things clear. To state specifically when Leong Mun Wai reported from what the couple have told him that they have not received any other thing, right, other than home care, caregiving grant. Now, most people who not think, most people who not have this idea, the NTUC voucher from PA is from the government. Correct or not? I thought People's Association is supposed to be a grassroots organization. So I could excuse them for not taking that as government grant. Correct? Perfectly okay. It's a technical misunderstanding. I'm okay with that. Then CBC. Now, when we talk about when the poor, those who really in desperation, they normally consider this, those money given by Comcare, right, or the home caregiving grant as official government aids. But this PAP government have so many different things. Why CDC? Because CDC is under the mayor. The mayor is run by who? PAP MP, appointed as the mayor. Because they want to what? Show that they are caring, connect directly to the MP, right? And PA, when they give the grant, well, who is the advisor of the PA of that constituency? Of course, it's the MP, PAP MP, If it's an opposition ward, it's going to be a PAP candidate, That's why it's so confusing. So, are we supposed to take that as a government grant or the MP giving? Right? Yeah, I'm coming to that. Why expiry date for financial aid? Okay, it's funny. It means that for the last 3 years they need to eat, right? But after that they don't need to eat, right? If they are desperate, if they cannot work, they cannot feed themselves, there are no means to carry on to earn money for them to feed themselves. It's a chronic financial situation. Then why Comcare actually stop? You got it right, Jolene. That's why I say the Pofma is not wrong. But what's wrong with the Pofma when the data was shown? Okay? But this is not the most serious thing about being wrong in this Pofma. Okay. Now, it said Medisave fund. This is the most important one. Okay, fine. You said he falsely claimed that the woman has. It's not Leong Mun Wai who claimed the woman have used up lah. Most probably the woman don't even know. It's from the couple. How could Leong Mun Wai know whether he have used up the Medisave account or not? Never mind. Okay. In truth, the cost of the woman's inpatient treatment at Ng Teng Fong General Hospital, including her leg operation, was about 8,580. After government subsidies, about 6,003, Medisave Life and Medishield Life and Medisave not her money. Her remaining bill amount was 240. It's misleading. Why? You write like that, it seems like, the bill is only 240. But 240 is paid up by cash. But Medisave is still her money, what? So he didn't say, this didn't state exactly how much she has to pay out from her MediSave account for the operation. Okay? The $240 is the amount, cash amount that she got to pay. Right? A Pofma clarification can be so confusing if people who do not know will misread that, misunderstood that also. So basically, about $2,000, I believe, about $2,000 or less are paid up by the MediSave, her MediSave, right? Prior to her leg, it gives people a wrong impression that, oh, the MediSave only paid 240, although that is not true. When I first read this, I thought, oh, only paid 240 for the MediSave. But when I go and read second time, oh, it's not. It's a cash up payment is 240. But the MediSave payment is not stated. But about 2002 are paid by the MediShield Life and the MediSave. But it's not stated exactly how much the MediSave have paid. Okay? That is something wrong with the clarification, which does not have clarity. Okay? Prior to her leg operation, the woman had more than 60,000 in her MediSave account. Listen, this is what's stated in the Pofma. Okay. As of 12 February 2024, she continues to maintain a balance of more than 60,000 in her MediSave account. Wait a minute. You are so thin-skinned, you are so afraid of people jumping you, of not helping enough and all that. But does that give you the right? Does that give you the right, the fucking right, to put up other people's private data? We have the Private Data Protection Act, right? Did you get her consent to review how much money she has in the MediSave or the CPF account? I'm very angry about this, especially for businessmen like us, even businessmen like us. Every time we are reminded of Private Data Protection Act, PDPF, PDPA. Oh, you must protect your client data, your your supplier data, and all that, right? But now we have a government, a Minister Masakos, who is only in charge, right? Just like I say, he's in charge of family development, right? He's not in charge of he's not in charge of MOM, Ministry of Manpower. CPF is under the management of MOM. How did he get that data? Question number one. Question number two. There must be a mechanism for internal ministries access to the data. It's okay, fine. But to make it public is another matter. So if I am in Parliament, I'm going to ask Masakos, look, what gives you the right to compromise a poor citizen's privacy, the private data? Not only on this, not only on MediSave, even on the CPF, right? Can anyone can can anyone do some right to this? He got to answer. Pofma doesn't give you unfettered power to use whatever data, private data, privileged data, to harm other people, right? That's why I say this government have gone bonkers. It's totally imbalanced. Yeah lah, people complain about you lah, so what? Explain, make clarification on. But it doesn't mean that you have to use a sledgehammer to do all this. Okay? The PDP, the Private Data Protection Act, is for the resident to follow, but not for the minister to follow, not for the ministry to follow, not for CPF to follow. Right? It's a very serious matter, because this is not the only time that we have faced such problem from PAP government. They suka review private data, but when it comes to other people, they use the act against us. I do not know how they craft this Pofma law. Does it give the minister unfettered power to review whatever data, private data, as he wish? I hope not. But it is. Then it's for the citizen to teach, to give them a good lesson. No, this is not what we want. Right? Right. Affordability of physiotherapy. It was falsely claimed that the woman stopped attending physiotherapy session at the hospital because she had to pay $100 to the hospital for each session. In truth, all the women's outpatient physiotherapy sessions at Ng Ting Fong, which cost around $25 per session after government subsidy, were fully covered by MediFund. She did not have to pay any cash out of pocket. Fine. That's legitimate because these are open data. It is not private data. Right? So information, I hope civil servants are actually watching this. You are also governed by the PDPA. You do not anyhow suka review private data. Right? It's unacceptable to me. Totally unacceptable. Right? You can just make a clarification. He has more than tens of thousands of dollars in the MediSave. Fine. Why must be 60,000 and above? And continue to repeat that. Right? After February, 12th of February 2004, she continued to have more than 60,000. Right? I'm very fair. What is false, you can clarify. But actually, you don't need to use Pofma, lah, for goodness sake. The Pofma is a political tool, put it that way. Why? It's just to shame Leong Mun Wai. But I will tell you why they want to shame Leong Mun Wai or discredit him. Lah, right? A simple clarification which PAP has always done that in the past before this Pofma thing comes about. Right? Simple clarification will do. Wow, you must use Pofma. My goodness, that's abuse. Right? Why? When they first set up this Pofma thing, it is about deliberate falsehood propagation. Deliberate. But this is not deliberate. It's just a casual chat with residents to reflect what they understand of their own conditions, situation. Right? But you turn it around as weaponize it as a political tool. And in such a shameful way that you actually compromise the residents' private data. Right? Well, it was falsely claimed that the couple's application to a public sector agency for assistance with transport costs was registered. In truth, the Minister of Transport granted their household application for public transport voucher in 2021 exercise. Now, 2021 exercise, the PTV were also granted to them in 2022 and 2023. The man redeemed the 2023 PTVs on 15 January 2024. Fine. Because we are talking about currently what they have been given and what they have not. Right? Legitimate. You make this correction of this factual error, it's okay, right? Now, the man has also been receiving subsidized medical escort transport services from community care providers since 2021. When the woman fractured her ankle, the Silver Generation Office offered to refer her to subsidized medical escort and transport service, but she had declined the offer. Subsidized doesn't mean free, okay? Subsidized doesn't mean free. It was not reviewed. How much is the cost, right? That was since 2021, but later on she declined. Most probably she find that it's still she cannot afford, right? It's a it's kind of perception, When people are in desperate situation, every cent and every dollar count, right? And for some of you have rightly pointed out, even if you have $60,000 in MediSave, you can't even use it, right? And I believe there was a cap of MediSave usage for each year. Every year you can only use up certain amount of MediSave for hospitalization or for operation, right? So, 有敢若无啊, that's how they feel. I have explained this before. Even you, no matter how much money you have a CPF or MediSave, right? If you have no freedom of control, of say over how to use it, you do not really own the money, because how the money is spent is dictated by the government regulation. And that's exactly how people feel, right? I have money in MediSave, but I cannot use it. So does it actually make a difference to me? Cannot use it for my daily expenses, my immediate daily expenses, because I'm injured, right? I'm in poor health, chronic financial situation. What I need is not to see 60,000, 70,000 in, well, see my CPF statement, I feel happy. No, it's not like Lim Swee say we used to do that. Every month when I see my CPF statement, I feel so happy. No, that's not the case. When you're in a situation of desperation, you see money you cannot use, you feel even more pictic, more frustrated. Isn't it not? That is actually a lack of empathy in these elites and the scholars who are running the ministries. They don't understand how people feel, right? The man has been receiving HCG since November 2022. Since March 2023, the HGC provides him with $400 each. Wow, tua leng gong ah. Now, why should you include this? It's already said what? It's already acknowledged. The couple also said they receive HCG currently, but not the ComCare. I think that's what they meant, because the ComCare was stopped last year. So compare the ComCare, about maybe less than $700 per month, to this HCG, $400 only. Now, I believe why they felt shortchanged, so-called, is because, right, from November 2022, right, to April 2023, they were receiving both the ComCare as well as the HCG. But suddenly, the government took away the ComCare, which is higher in the amount, because by simple calculation, very simple calculation, correct? Just now, that's why I have to calculate $7,000 per year. So you go and calculate lah. All right, at least $500, $600 per month. Right? You took away that, and you give only $400 each month. Of course, people will feel desperate. Is it legitimate? All of you, I'm not being biased, right? I'm also very fed up with people who try to cheat, who try to misinform just to get sympathy, just to try to get more. But in this case, when I look at it, I simply look at it, right? This is where it is wrong. And yet the government, Masakos thought he's right? Yes, he's right in Pofma, the misinformation. But what is wrong is why would you took off the Comcare, which is worth more than the HCG? Does it actually make sense to you? Regardless about the NTUC vouchers and all that, CDC vouchers, transport voucher, all that. Basically, this point only. Why people feel getting less is natural. Because back then, you actually give them 400 plus, 500 plus, nearly 600, about $1,000. Now suddenly you cut. Of course, people feel desperate lah. So whatever transpired from this couple, I can understand. It is not true that they are not getting any other thing. But what they have meant, most probably what they trying to mean to say is this: last time we get more, now we have cut, only left HCG. Last time we have Comcare and other things. And how much you provide him? Okay lah, it's privacy also. But never mind. Since you give money, you can say $400. But see, the MediSave is not your money; it's their money, their privacy. Why you review, right? And you know what? Even non-financial support must say some more. So this is not exactly a Pofma. This has got nothing to do with the factual correction. It's just to save their face. They want to just to say that, oh, we have done a lot of things to them for them already. It's nothing to do with the facts. The factual only a few things, right? The public transport voucher, fine, that is correct, right? The PA is actually half-half because people association, people don't relate that to the government because it's run by the MP. What you go to MPS, then MPS, the MP will give you what, right? And that's the mechanism that the PAP actually want to manipulate, or rather give people the impression what, wow, MP 真好，你看 MP 你会赢你的，the PA will give you money, the MP will give you money, but it actually comes from PA, and it's actually come from government. But they don't say come from government, they sometimes say come from PA, which is appointed the MP as an advisor. Right? Then not enough, the MP will write to the CDC, which is run by another MP, the mayor, and he approve. That's why we have so many different systems, just to make them look good. It's actually it comes to the same point later on when I go to the budget, right? They will never tell you how much they are going to increase tax on you or get money from you. They only tell you how much they are going to give you. It is always so, right? Even non-financial assistance support have to mention what is it to do with the Pofma? You tell me, what is it to do with the correction of the information? There is something wrong with the Pofma, right? So the advisory is this: the last part, the conclusion. False statements such as those made by Mr. Leong in his social media posts erode public trust and mislead the public about the support that is available and provided to families who are in need. He did not, technically speaking, what he has said didn't put it properly. What he should have said is this: last time this family have the Comcare plus HCG, but now only left as HCG, but the Comcare disappeared, taken off. If he say like that, that is factual and nothing else. Do you agree with me? And does it actually reflect well on Masagos? He didn't explain why the Comcare was taken away. When this couple are elderly couple and got health problems and cannot make money to upkeep them their livelihood, and that's why they felt desperate. So those people who actually try to criticize the couple, say, oh, they are trying to show that they are pitiful lah, no, gain sympathy lah, no, and all that and try to say malign the government, no, it is not. You must stand in their position to understand their situation. When you used to have Comcare and the HCG, more money, and suddenly do not know what reason, because Masakos in this, the thing that he should have clarified, he did not clarify why the Comcare was taken away. Right? So it's actually a very gray area. It might not have been communicated properly, but the situation and the perception and the feeling on the by the couple is real, is correct. Because what they felt that now I have only left HCG. That is the first thing that came into my mind. They never think that those come from the MP, from the PA. The NTUC voucher is actually come from PA. Most likely is because of MP give them. But now he turned around and said this is from the government. But everyone thought that, oh, you go to MP give you NTUC voucher. What? They may not even think that it comes from PA. Right? So it's not wrong for them to feel that way. Right? Although, factually, this NTUC voucher from PA comes from the government, which they might not have this mindset. So for those of you, don't jump into conclusion. Read the whole thing carefully. When I read this, I felt, wow, this is something wrong. They might have get something wrong, factually wrong, like the transport thing, transport voucher and all that, right? But still, that is actually smaller money as compared to the big bulk, the Comcare, $500 over dollars, $600, I think, 600 times 12, yeah, about $600 are taken away from them. Stop. You mean for the last 3 years they need the money to stay alive, but thereafter they don't need the money anymore? You expect them to actually become better? I do not know, but it's not actually stated by this Pofma. Pofma is supposed to be a clarification of truth. You want to maintain your face to say that, oh, mislead the public about the support is available. But the factor is you have withdrawn the Comcare from them. You did not explain. Right? The Minister for Social and Family Development and Second Minister for Health have instructed the Protection from Online Falsehood and Manipulation Act to issue the correction order. I tell you, this is what we Chinese says, 越描越黑. Right? And the worst is, you actually infringe on the other people's privacy of bringing out how much people have in the MediSave without stating how much they have spent the MediSave on their operation. It's totally misleading by putting out $240, which is cash up front. Right? Wow, after saying this, no time to talk about the budget again. When I read the Pofma, Jay, of course, Jay did a video. Oh, welcome, Mr. Leong Mun Wai, into the club of the Pofma, the Pofma club. but but I tell you why. I will not touch on the budget another time because I'm going to have a meeting with my colleague, party colleague, to talk about how to respond to this budget statement. Right? Yeah, it's good also. I don't touch about that. But I'm going to tell you why they are targeting Leong Mun Wai so aggressively. Right? When I go around in CNAY gatherings, I have I have friends who are pro PAP, who are pro Democratic camp. I don't use the word opposition anymore. Democratic camp, right? They are centrists, right? Neither pro each side. But the general reflection is this. Actually, I mentioned this before, right? They felt a bit disappointed with Workers' Party in their performance in Parliament, and of course with all the scandals, right? Four and a half scandals, I would say. Right? But they felt that they see hope in Leong Mun Wai, and almost anyone that they come across, whether it's pro PAP or pro the Democratic camp, all like that. Talk about Leong Mun Wai is all like that. Most likely, he's going to win if West Coast GRC is not going to be withdrawn, and PAP cannot tahan him. The way, although he's already very mild, to my standard, is already a very gentleman guy. But the question you have been asking are most of them we 英雄所见略同 lah, great mind thinks alike. The question that he asked is actually what wanted to ask in Parliament as well, right? About land cost for HDB, about the reserve, about the population, the migrant workers issues, right? He have hit all the hot button topics, and PAP ministers and MPs really may tahan him, right? I think they will do all their best to stop him from getting into Parliament as an MP next time to win any GRC, right? Any seats. Although we are in different parties, but I know him even before he contests, even before he joined PSP, put it that way. I'm fully support of him. This is the kind of MPs from the Democratic camp that we need in Parliament. These are, of course, inconvenient questions to PAP ministers and MPs. Right? They will feel very annoyed, definitely. They'll feel even more annoyed if I'm in there. Right? They're lucky that Mun Wai is in there, is not me. Right? They will do all sort of things to stop him. And this Pofma is one of them. If you look at the Pofma, only 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs are relevant to the correction of facts. All the others are irrelevant. I can tell you, it's all irrelevant. But being irrelevant is also good. It actually show me, hey, actually, they are not too far away from the true feeling of how the couple actually felt. Because you took away the Comcare, isn't it not? Right? Suddenly, used to have 500, 600, or even $800, $900. Suddenly, wow, up to from last year, April onwards, suddenly only $400 in cash. Other things don't say. Because nobody actually knows that MP give the NTUC voucher from People's Association is actually come from the government. All right? Correct. That's why I welcome him to the Pofma Club. Because to be in the Pofma Club, you have become the persona non grata. That means the person are most unwelcome by the PAP. All right? And nothing less than that. Right? They know, if you want to know, you just look at who are Kana Pofma. These are the people the PAP would not like to see in Parliament because they ask inconvenient questions. Right? I will talk slightly more. Actually, it got to do with the budget. There are two TikTok visuals, one by PAP staff, right? Very funny. That's a small part of about this budget. This budget is all about Lawrence Wong trying to throw money at problems and to buy votes. Simply that. Right? Or people complain, wow, inflation and all that. Throw more money. Or CDC vouchers are even more. Right? Even give cash. Right? That's all he can do. Right? There's no actual solution. But look, when Man Wai and James Lim, I respect him because he's an economist professor and he knows what he's talking about. Right? So when one might have a debate about utilizing of this reserve, there was one MP, I do not know his name because hardly see this MP talk. I think he's an Indian or a Eurasian. Right? He said that one of the reasons why the government do not want to review the reserve amount is because when we review and is out of the expectation of the public, or then the public will demand, and the democratic camp like us will demand to spend more reserve on the people, right? They say that will actually increase inflation because uh, right, right, that will increase inflation. Then Manwai stood up. Is that the new reason that you are saying that the PAP refused to review the actual reserve amount? They said, yes, because I say again, it will create more inflation because you will be increasing the money supply, right? Wow, talk big, talk like economist like that. I do not know his background. Maybe he's econ trained, but I have to correct him. I'm not. I cannot issue Pofma, right? I cannot issue Pofma. But from a econ trained person, right? I thought I have a second upper honors. He's wrong to say that. When you spend money from the reserve on the people, you do not create money supply, excessive money supply. Why? First, if you are converting money, the reserve money which was converted was invested overseas, for example, in US dollars, and you want to convert back into Sing dollars, and if you do not print new Sing dollars, but just go through exchange these US dollars into Sing dollars, there's no material gain in money supply. M doesn't change, right? That is a fact. So to say that conversion of using reserve money to spend in for Singaporean will increase inflation because money supply will increase is actually nonsensical. Okay, nonsensical, right? Maybe he doesn't really know how it works, As long as you do not print money, right? The government do not print new money. It doesn't increase money supply. You may increase the velocity of money, MV, right? But it depends on how you spend that money, right? That's number one. In fact, if you actually convert US dollars into Sing dollars, you are going to push up the exchange rate of the Sing dollars. And that in return will actually reduce inflation. Because when Sing dollars become stronger, it reduces imported inflation. Goods we import most of our goods lah, right? Necessity, right? And that will actually reduce our cost of imports in terms of US dollars, right? So I think he didn't score well in the econs if he ever takes econs. Answer question like that, right? No. The only problem when you spend money on the people, You give directly to the people to spend, right? And when the money given is stated that you must spend, like CTC voucher, you will not benefit if you do not use your CTC voucher. Go and spend in NTUC, for example, in Sheng Siong, for example, right? That will actually cause inflation, right? Direct, because you directly increase the demand and consumption of this necessity, correct? Ah, so how you spend on people, and how do you mitigate the inflationary pressure is very delicate, right? No economist professor will actually teach that, but I'm telling you how you spend the direct impact, right? So this one. So look at what they are doing right now. On one hand, their own MPs criticize our Democratic camp, Leong Mun Wai, to say that, oh, no, if I tell you how much the reserve we have, you go and spend on the people, you will increase the inflation. But now, which may not be true, okay? But now, what is Lawrence Wong doing? He's pumping money, CBC vouchers, cash outright for people because it's election year. Everybody knows that. It's an open secret, right? Right? That will not increase inflation. So which camp are you staying? Are you supporting? Are you criticizing? Are you going to criticize your own future prime minister for creating more pressure of inflation? Why didn't you say Lawrence Wong should not do that because it's going to increase the inflationary pressure? Or 北共，哎，他们说了算了。This is a bit technical, right? But never mind. I just review my thoughts when I first read how Lawrence is going to throw money, right? The second, so the second debate, they target this this Leong Mun Wai about reserve again, right? Vikram, Vikram is a joker. He's a lawyer, okay? Definitely a good speaking lawyer. Wow, talk very fast one. But when it comes to economics, I think he failed. Why? so so he is saying that, oh no, wow, um, the way you want us to spend more on the people, right? He actually jabbed both James Lim and this Leong Man Wai lah. Will actually make us what? It's no good. It's definitely no good. It's too excessive, right? Uh, you actually deplete the reserve. Then Leong Man Wai asked him, do you know the amount of money that we have proposed to spend in terms of a lot of things, including unemployment benefits and all that, right? How much our proposal will cost, and how much accumulation of reserve the PAP have been going through all these years. He said, I do not know. He said, well, I do not know, but the way you propose will actually make us deplete the reserve, basically, right? Make us worse off, right? He said, you do not know how much our proposal will cost. You don't even know how much the accumulation of the reserve have been going on. And you come to the conclusion that this is a bad deal. That's how a lawyer speak. When I look at that debate, walao, right? And James got the thing right. Actually, it echoes my my words, that I made. Accumulation of reserve have a cost behind. He made that point. Bagus, right? He made that point. It's a very important and good point that have never been mentioned in Parliament before. Right? I'm glad that he made that point. He said that when you do not spend, you You do not spend the money, but instead use to accumulate reserve and even tax us more for the purpose of accumulation of reserve. That is the cost. But he didn't make it very political. He's just a gentleman, another gentleman, a professor. If I'm in there, I say, there is a cost, but it's not borne by the PAP government. It's borne by us, the people who are being taxed through GST. I'm going to turn it around, but it's just two gentlemen. There is the cost of accumulation of reserve. And that is a very important point to be made. He should have elaborated that point in Parliament. Right? Okay, talk too much already. There's two little points that I have in mind about this budget statement. There will be more after my discussion with my team. Right? Stay tuned. And thank you for watching. Right? And let's see whether I get Pofma by Masagos or not. Do a clarification. If you use Pofma, it's too obvious. Right? You have weaponized Pofma for your political end. And sometimes, like this case, you hurt yourself more than Leong Mun Wai, right? The more irrelevant things that you mention or even infringe on other people's privacy, the private data, makes you look terrible, Masagos. But I'm happy because I'm going to be your opponent in Tampines. Just watch out. Thank you so much.